The canal that lifts ships to a lake before crossing oceans. A ship enters from the sea, and instead of simply moving forward, it has to rise into a man-made lake before dropping back down to another ocean. That is the hard-to-believe limit of the Panama Canal, an interoceanic route where ships are not just carried through a trench, but lifted by fresh water. Normally, if you want to move between two oceans, you look for a natural passage. Before the canal opened, ships used routes such as the Strait of Magellan or Cape Horn, both at the far southern end of Chile. In other words, the planet forced them to go a very long way around. Panama offered a different possibility, because the canal crosses the narrowest point of the isthmus. But that did not mean nature had left an open door. The route still had to cut across 82 kilometers of land, and the builders had to face serious engineering problems. The solution was not only digging. It was building a water staircase for ships. That is what the locks do. In plain words, a lock is a chamber that fills or drains so a vessel can be raised or lowered step by step. At each end of the canal, the locks lift ships up to Gatun Lake, an artificial lake created to reduce the amount of excavation needed, and then lower them toward either the Pacific or the Atlantic. At the top of that water journey, the ships are 27.5 meters above sea level. One single ship passage uses an average of 200 million liters of fresh water. France began the work, but stopped after engineering problems and a high worker death rate damaged investor confidence. The United States took over and opened the canal in 1914. Today, Panama operates it. The concrete image is this: to avoid going around southern Chile, a ship crosses Panama by climbing into a human-made lake, as if the ocean itself had been given a staircase.